All right, America, let's have a quick gun talk. Let's talk guns. Why do I have to make this video? Because I'm from Queens, New York. I grew up in New York my whole life. I just came down to Virginia because of the pandemic, and I'm still here, and I doubt I'm going back to New York. You know what I want to do down here. I want to get land and start the farming collective, right? I want to do these things. Okay, let's talk gun talk. Right now, there's an epidemic in Brooklyn, New York. I think last night 7 people got shot. I'm watching the comments on the videos. Everybody's blaming Black Lives Matter. Everybody's blaming the left. They're blaming politicians on the left. They're blaming Democrats. And let me tell you the truth. The truth is, it's a matter of culture. It's a matter of training and culture. Brooklyn has always been known as a tough place. It's a lot of what you call hard rocks in Brooklyn. A lot of people take it to the head. They want to feel that they kings, strong and dominant. And this mentality pervades throughout all 5 boroughs. Everybody wants to be tough. Nobody wants to be perceived as soft or even a normal person. And it especially pervades the culture of Brooklyn. They used to call Brooklyn Crooklyn. A lot of times in Brooklyn, people are very proud of stealing and robbing. Now, say what you want, but it's in the music. You know what I'm saying? They will brag about Brooklyn catches the most bodies, dog. It's in the music. Don't come around here unless you strapped. It's a known fact that the communities of Brownsville and East New York feed on their own children, their own brothers, their own sisters. It is ingrained in the culture to kill before you run away. I remember when it really struck home was when I was about, 19. I was young. I was a Muslim. And Dr. York's son, we had all lived in Bushwick, Brooklyn. One of Dr. York's son, named Yadullahi, the one who he invested the most in, educational-wise, Yadullahi was highly educated in Arabiya Fusha, classical Arabic. He was fluent. He thought in Arabic, he told me one time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he would think in Arabic. A lot of the mu'minoons, the young, faithful children, they were so inculcated with another language. They were educated. So when Yadullahi went out to Brownsville and got killed at a party, I was shocked because my first thought was, well, what the heck was he doing in Brownsville anyway? You know what I'm saying? We knew even back then in the 90s that Brownsville was a place where you go to get killed. And again, the communities of Brownsville and East New York do not like each other. And they go to the guns first. They don't go to the brain. They don't go to talking. It's just kill, 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 murder, murder, murder. I'm going to tell you, I'm in the South now. I'm in Virginia. Everybody got guns. I ain't got to brag about what I got. I don't have to flash it on Facebook. But just know, if you come wrong, you're going to know what lead tastes like. You're going to know what lead feels like. And I ain't talking about pow, pow, pow. We talking about boom, 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 ka-choom, ka-choom, ka-choom. Stuff that makes the ground shake, all right? That's how we give it out down south. And I live in a black community. And we're not killing each other. We're not murdering each other in Virginia. We're not murdering each other in North Carolina. I don't even hear about a lot of gun violence in Atlanta. But that's because, the males in Atlanta are predominantly of a different nature, and they're not concerned with poking each other with guns. They're concerned with poking each other with other things. But that's a subject for another time. But all throughout the South, you don't have this high murder rate that you have in congested inner cities like Baltimore, New York City, Philly. There is a gun culture. There's a tough culture where we want to eradicate each other on behalf of our former slave masters. It's as if the spirit of the Negropean is stronger than that of the original African black man. Even if you go to Africa, they're not killing each other like we kill each other over here. It's just not the same. There's a culture, and it has a lot to do with our music. Urban black music, rap music is very destructive. I made a video about this maybe a couple of weeks ago. I was talking about the demonic frequencies in the music. Just scroll back a couple of videos and you'll see that there's demonic frequencies in the music. I remember my Uncle Barry. This was in the 90s, right? And that's me and him was talking about music. And at this time, you know, I was still heavy into Tupac, heavy into hardcore rap. And he said something to me and I was offended, especially because if a white person would have said that, I would have been really offended. But I had to really listen to what he said and think about it. And he was right. He was 100% right. He was like, yo, I don't listen to rap music. That's for thugs. He was like, that's thug and criminal music. He was like, look at who's rapping. It's a bunch of thugs and criminals. Now I look at rap music, a bunch of young boys in tight pants, a lot of gold, and everybody's throwing up every gang sign they could throw, and all they talking about is catching bodies. It's in the music, y'all. It's not a black thing. It's not a Black Lives Matter thing. It's not a political thing. It's the music that's poisoning our youth. And that's the culture that they're going to live and die for. The music. Self-destruction. So, again, the police don't have to kill us. KKK don't have to kill us. Trump does not have to tell people go have a race war. All you got to do is turn on the radio and your subconscious will play it out. But again, we got big guns down here. We got stuff. And I'm not too far from the military base. And when I say military, I don't mean Army. I don't mean Navy. I don't mean Air Force. I'm close to the Marines. And when they practice with their stuff, the ground shakes for miles. It's normal down here. People have guns. They go out to the woods. They do target practice. You know what I'm saying? Just so that we could defend ourselves in case the time comes down to it. Or if our government becomes tyrannical, we do have a constitutional right to remove that government. But besides that, the culture down here, when I see a black man, we say hello to each other. We don't look each other up and down and want to kill each other. And we both are probably strapped. But we don't look at each other as a threat. We just like, hey, howdy, partner. You know, it's not that bad. I'm in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in the dirty. But I'm far enough south of the Mason-Dixon line to make a difference. So yeah, you can have all the guns and the knives and the weapons you want as a human being. You have that right. But you don't have a right to be wanton and disrespectful to human life. So for all of the rappers that are concentrating on gun talk or killing your own brother, you ain't nothing but a Negro peeing. Because again, I'm down here amongst everybody who got guns and we ain't killing each other. So it's a matter of culture. Change your culture and the results will change as well. And this is my message to my beloved city of New York, especially neighborhoods that I'm familiar with, like Jamaica, Queens, Corona, Queens, neighborhoods in the Bronx, neighborhoods like Harlem, neighborhoods in Brooklyn. I'm familiar with you guys, you know what I'm saying? And the only difference I could see between you and a black person from down south is the culture. Change the culture. And I have, you know, a special concern because my son lives in Far Rockaway. That's another place where, man, you could die, man. You could die for nothing, man. You could die just for wearing the wrong color or looking at somebody the wrong way. It's tamoguna. It's the mode of ignorance, and you have to change the culture if you want to survive. So this is my message, and the name of this video is Gun Talk. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.